Dave Gibbs for Seconds Out with Chris Eubank Jr. Chris, you talked about you went 12 rounds in your last fight and you've learned from it. Is there any specific thing from that fight you've learned?
I've learned never to leave the decision in the judge's hands, and I've learned to start the fight as you mean to go on. So, give these guys nothing. Start 100% from round one.
How eager are you to get back into the ring? Obviously, it hasn't been that long. Are you itching and raring to go?
Of course, obviously coming off of a loss, you want to get back into your winning stride. You don't want that. They say a fighter is only as good as his last performance. In my opinion, I performed great, and from the feedback that I've got, I performed great. But at the end of the day, it is a loss on my record, and I want to be back on my winning game. So I'm ready to get back in there and do exactly that.
And you talked about earlier you're sparring in Manchester, as there's a lack of people to spar down south. What is now and up until the fight? What is your plan and progression for to get to that point?
Right now, I'm basically just taking whatever I can get. I'm at Joe Gallagher's gym, I'm at Ricky Hatton's gym, just sparring anyone and everyone that's in there, including the Smith brothers. And that's the type of sparring I need, high quality sparring to get me ready, to get the gears, working and in place so that I can go out and execute, a serious performance on the 28th.
Okay, and you mentioned you were looking at working with the money team, a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, has that not come through, or is that still something you're looking to?
That's where I base myself whenever I'm in Vegas, and I go out there quite a lot. I always train at Floyd's gym with him and the money team fighters, and that's probably something that I will start to do a lot more before fights. I haven't had an opportunity to go over there for this fight, but the sparring and the training facilities out there second to none, so that's going to be a future base for me, I think.
And do you think you can let's say you do win this fight, or say you will win this fight, do you think you can unify all the belts together later on?
That's the goal, that's the dream, and I don't see why not. I don't see any fighters out there that can get in my way. As long as I'm on form, as long as I go in there with the right mindset and and execute the game plan, the world is my oyster. I can do whatever I put my mind to. I don't take anyone for granted. This guy, I know he's going to come in there and he's going to try and keep his belt, and he's going to try and give everything he's got. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to be too much for him. And after him, I'm looking to get my rematch with Saunders for the world title. And from there, that's where we start having fun.